I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration, too, and you've got an easy 2 points.
And able to just play well above the rim. I mean, that makes this guy so dangerous when he's in the game.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Andre Drummond's checked in for Aaron Baines. Harris comes in for Anthony Towers. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Jackson in for Jody Meeks.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
The clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
And Thornton kicks to Dudley. From about 19 feet. Can't get it to go. And Detroit the other way now. Here's Jackson. Porter pulls it in.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Outside for Thornton. The pass to Dudley. Clock at 6. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Wizards lead by 5. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. We're seeing a tremendous game so far from Marcus Morris.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Yeah, he's a hard man to keep down, and so far they haven't found the answer for him. I don't know if there is an answer for him, quite honestly.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
Really an extraordinary game for Morris. He's got 11 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
Caldwell-Pope out there with Harris. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Morris in at the 2. That's the group starting the second half for Stan Van Gundy. Knocked loose. Stolen by Nene. Now here's Dudley. He's covered closely. Anderson outside. Porter passes to Thornton. A three-pointer is right on target. Thornton's got 9 points.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look. And guys, the wheels really fell off of Marcus Thornton's game last year. This was a deadly shooter who averaged over 21 points a game only a few seasons ago. But last season, under double figures at 9 per contest.
You know, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult while they're trailing.
Yeah, but still, you know what? A magnificent move to the rim.
I tell you what, guys, I don't care what the score is. That's the play we're going to remember when this game is over.
Outside for Jackson. Jackson can't get that one to fall. On the topic of Thornton, Greg, last season he wasn't all bad. He did hit a career-high 42% of his threes. Clark, the problem is he didn't provide anything else.
Yeah, he's an Allen wrench. He's a specialist. I mean, he's never been a great playmaker, rebounder, or defender. His money is made with his jump shot.
And Dudley kicks to Anderson. Passes it to Nene. And Jackson with the block. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
So timeout called here, the first from Washington. Reggie Jackson had made some noise about wanting a big contract to be moved last year. Ultimately, he was traded to Detroit.
Yep, Kevin traded from the Thunder to the Pistons, and it actually happened on deadline day.
And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. Wall dishes to Gortat. In the corner, it's Oubre. No good on the triple.
And if you go back, remember Jackson struggled with the Pistons last year as well. The team went on a losing streak as soon as he got there.
Looked like he was trying to go for a degree of difficulty points on that shot.
Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. .156 left in the third. Down low. It's tipped. Drummond passes to Jackson. Morris with the block. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession.
Welcome fans to the FIBA World Tournament.
Just 2 to shoot. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third.
And Jackson will look for a fresh start this season. I mean, hard to play with all the drama and questions going in your head about pending free agency.
And Wall with the slam.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
All sorts of time. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for Washington.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
It's stolen by Morris.
Clearly a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Oh, without question, Greg. I mean, the wise move would be to get themselves a quick shot so they have an opportunity to get that 2-for-1.
Feeds the Wall. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Morris kicks to Caldwell Pope. It's rebounded by John Wall. Wall's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. A different look here for Detroit. In the corner, it's Morris. Shoots the 3. No good. Johnson, a wide open look. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Wizards out front, up 8. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Pistons trailed by 8. So the Wizards 5 right now. The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Markieff Morris is out there with Oubre. And it's Gortat in at center.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Pass to Oubre. And taken away by Johnson.
Just waiting for a chance to make a play, and when the pass was made, he's all over it. Just a fantastic steal.
From past the arc. And a clear foul there. As he shot the triple, he'll go to the line for 3 free throws. Last season at both sides of the coin for the Wizards, started out very hot, but then just could not keep it going.
Well, you know, the start was extremely hot. 19-6, which tied a franchise best, that record. After that, though, they played close to 500 ball the rest of the time.
So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Andre Drummond's checked in for Aaron Baines. Tobias Harris comes in for Anthony Tolliver. Marcus Morris is checked in for Johnson. And it's Jackson in for Jody Meeks.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And the Wizards really struggled post-All-Star break, playing under 500. Still, though, they seem to pull things together at the very end and on into the postseason.
That one's good, and the Wizards' lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Jackson. And he gets it to go. 8 points for Wall.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Well, there's no denying it. The Wizards had some bumps, and you mentioned that. Some weeks they look like a lottery team. Then the next, they look like a title contender. They knew how to make the most of their games when they did get hot, though.
Yes, that's good.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense. Something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Yeah, they've had a great second half from long range, Greg. I mean, things are definitely starting to look up for them.
Morris, no good.
A key rebound there, but they can do a little better on the glass here down the stretch.
Guys, it's been their weakness to this point in the game, but they're still alive.
Drummond, a screen. Jackson with it. He's picked up by Wall. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The first one falls.
Boy, perfect half at the free throw line for them. That'll help their comeback effort for real.
And Clark, those free throws need to continue if they're going to get back in this game.
Both good from the line that time.
He's always been extremely reliable at the line, and today's been no different.
Anderson against Morris. Dudley. Offensive rebound. It's Porter outside. Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Wide open. It's good, and the Washington lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Bullock.
And tired legs affect you at the defensive end first, and that's what we're seeing here.
You called it, Greg. As much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
That is good. Detroit's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. It's Drummond with the drive. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Wizards leading by 5. Here is Dudley. There's 1:40 left in the fourth quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Anderson. And right on target. Good. And the Wizards lead by 7.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist. And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this league. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Porter outside. Good. And it's a 10-point Washington lead.
And he's looking to really stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have, still letting it fly from long range. And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around. And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win, here for the Wizards.